Greetings, this is Mr. Glenn. Hope you're having a great day. I was just deciding to do some research on climate change, so I ended up here on the NASA site. Why? Because it's scientifically legitimate. These are some of our nation's top scientists. Their practices are confined by the scientific method. In fact, you're probably aware that the results and the data that often come from these scientific government agencies do not align with the agendas of the government leaders. Anyway, it's so important these days to understand your resources, to vet and scrutinize where your information is coming from. There is a lot of false information out there in the jungle of the web. So here we are on climate, nasa.gov, and you can see, parts per million in carbon dioxide. These are presently measured real-time kind of values, ice sheets, global temperature. Moving down, you can see what is climate change. So going there, we have, of course, questions, frequently asked questions. We have evidence here. This is Antarctic ice core data showing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere going back 800,000 years, almost a million years into the past. We also have temperature data that seems to overlie on that fairly impeccably, but very convincing data to be considering, and then where we are today. So when we go back almost a millennia, the carbon dioxide values today are an anomaly that almost certainly is human caused. You can go down and we have other evidence, global temperature rises, warming oceans, shrinking ice sheets, glacial retreat, decreased snow cover, sea level rises, declining Arctic ice sheets, extreme events, ocean acidification. There's not a whole lot of good news in there, really. Going to causes. You can read all about the science behind global warming, behind climate change. You have the guilty molecules, as it were. Without them, there would be no life on our planet. So it's not fair calling them guilty. But these are the molecules, and this is the science behind why these molecules are contributing to climate change and the human role in that. And you have effects. Of course, that's a whole other topic. Scientific consensus. Here you can see that there's many different independent scientific organizations and agencies that are all independently studying these matters and taking data. And when you overlay the data on top of one another, you can see that what we have here is scientific consensus, and much more there. Go to vital signs. CO2 levels are over 414 parts per million currently. This is the Keeling curve. It goes back to the 50s. Here it's really only going back to 2006. But what you're seeing is CO2, carbon dioxide levels rising. Again, more data. So much data on this site to consider. Also, one of my favorites too is the NOAA site. And this happens to be NOAA for education. But NOAA, again, a government agency, top scientists sciencing. And here we are. July 2020 was the hottest in record for the Northern Hemisphere, second hottest for the entire planet. That's something to consider. And then, if all of this seems like a whole bunch of bad news, we do have solutions. We do have data-driven solutions, and Drawdown is just one of the most fabulous. In fact, it's the world's leading resource for climate solutions. Anyway, you guys, things to consider. Uh, Please check out the Google form I have posted. I want to know what you are interested in knowing more about in these topics that I have quickly introduced for you. Take care, everybody. See you next time.